Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and in this episode we're on four wheels. So let's roll the intro and get cracking.
Crack? It's not a quad bike.
No.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. Down in the dirt.
So before we get on to today's new Toyota offering, let's see what the old version is all about, shall we? Oh, floaty dash syndrome. Where's the seatbelt gone? Disappeared. Right. Inside this 2004 1.3 inside this 2004 1.3 no, sorry, no, can't do it. Yeah, 2004, no. Oh, it's not any smell or anything, it's just everything. Oh. Can't do it. Look at it.
Right, let us introduce to you the all-new Euro 6 2020/21 Toyota Yaris Hybrid. The version we have here is the launch edition, which is the top of the range, meaning it has lots of extras, but we'll come to those in a little while. But first of all, let's take a look at its looks and features.
Indeed, I absolutely love the look personally. You can see where it's stolen its looks from maybe the Igo and the CHR, which I don't think is a bad thing. I mean, take a look at these lights. I love the way they whip round like this, very bulbous, just like the CHR. Lovely and angular and unique.
I think we both like the CHR and unique.
Unique to Toyota. That's exactly what I meant, and they knew what I meant.
Did they though?
Don't start, we've only just begun this video and you're instantly having a go at me about, oh, you sure it's unique because it's just like the CHR. How can it be both?
Well, it can't be, can it?
Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Unique is like one.
Whatever.
Like, it's special.
Well, anyway, do you like the lights?
Yeah, they're all right.
Good, let's move
they're
on
not
to the
bad.
front. I do like the front as well. It's not like the old Igo with the cross on the front. It's quite gopping with its big goppy mouth.
It reminds me of the Focus RS.
Yes,
with the
which is
big
also
grille.
very Audi-esque.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are going for this big gopping mouth look now.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm standing like a teapot. Anyway,
There's a fish with a
what do you
mouth like
think of the
that.
front? No, that's a guppy.
Oh, a big
fish?
fish, like a carp or something, isn't it? Guppies are small. They're
Yeah.
tiny things.
Yeah, but I thought you said it's like a fish. Anyway, I quite like it. And you can see actually when it's in the sunlight, this pearlescent paint, but we shall come on to that with regards to this model in a little while. Also, another thing I like is these massive bulbous wheel arches. I think they really work very well with the car. What are your thoughts on the whole look of the car?
The whole look,
Yes.
I quite like it. It's your typical small kind of hot hatch styley, appealing to young people kind of car.
It is. It's
And I
like
like it.
it's small with muscles, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
because of the way the wheel arches bulge out, a lot of cars are going that way now.
And the shouty front end and the kind of angular stuff, but it's also some rounded things going on, like the bubbly thing in the roof here.
Oh yeah, I love that.
It's really nice.
I do like that. Yes, you've got a nice big windscreen to see out of, but again, we'll talk more about that when we get inside the car. The lights possibly edging towards Nissan's. Can't say it.
The Duke.
Oh, don't.
The old Duke. The new one's all right.
Yeah, the new one's all right, but yeah, it's this sticky out bit. It's almost like, hit me, and you've got to spend a lot of money on a whole new light.
Well, yeah, but the same could be said for the back.
Hit me, you've got to spend a lot of money on a whole new light. Yeah, you're right. Good. Yeah.
That's true. But from the front, you don't really see this big kind of step thing that's going on.
No, it's only from certain angles, but
Yeah.
as a package, I think it works quite well.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the way they wrap round the side and the front. The bonnet's quite small, but let's be honest, it's not a massive engine in there anyway, so why
No.
do you need it? I think as a package, it's got a bit of Vauxhall Adam, Citroen DS3
Yeah,
kind of look about it,
yeah, true.
which is not a bad thing.
No.
Apart from the names, I quite like both those cars. Looks-wise.
One's French.
And,
I
let's be honest,
I don't do
so
French
is Vauxhall
cars.
now.
Yeah, but I don't do them anymore either.
Like with all other Toyotas, there are many Yarises. Yari? Anyway, in the range.
At the bottom, you have the Icon. Then you have the Design, the Dynamic, the XL, and in this one, the Launch Edition.
Regardless of model, every car comes with Toyota's TSS safety system, which involves the pedestrian, cyclist and nighttime detection mode, lane trace assist thingy, and road sign detection.
Follow me home lighting, reversing cameras, and front, side and rear side airbags.
As well as a ton of styling and interior features. It's far too many to mention. We'll be here for a week. So just check out toyota.co.uk for all the details.
The base model has 16-inch wheels. This one has 17, being top of the range. However, every model has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And 8-inch touchscreen on the dash and a 7-inch in the Icon model.
Every car in the range comes with the same 1490cc VVT petrol hybrid 3-cylinder engine. It develops 116 brake horsepower and enough torque to get you to 62 miles per hour in 9.7 seconds, with a top speed of 108 miles per hour.
And no plastic to weigh it down.
Yeah, just lots of mechanical bits and wires and things. It looks very busy under there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, torque is as follows. The engine has 88 pounds-feet, but the magnet synchronous motor develops 79 brake horsepower and 103 foot-pounds of torque. The Toyota website states that each car produces 0 CO2s. Great if you run on electric only, which Toyota do suggest that most journeys, 4/5 of said journey, should be possible on electric only mode.
Yeah, great if you're on your way to a funeral all the time. But how can a car with a petrol engine produce 0 CO2s? Well, we inquired further into that, and it's actually 92 grams per kilometre for the Icon model and 98 grams per kilometre for this Launch Edition. MPG on the Toyota website is reported to be 65.6 for the top 3 models and 68.8 for the bottom 2 models. I'm guessing that's down to the extra 20 kilos of plastic.
However, the weight is stated to be 1,615 kilos across the board. Work that one out.
A combined figure has also been reported of 104 mpg, yet on their site they say 65 to 68. So Toyota, sort your figures out, will you? Now, in a little while, when we get behind the wheel, we will report a real-world MPG figure on what we have found through today's driving, bearing in mind it's going to be stop, start, fast pull away, slow, gentle pull away. So a real-world test, but we'll report that in a short while.
The Yaris is of course front-wheel drive with a CVT transmission.
So it sounded like a vacuum cleaner is par for the course. But let's take this for a drive and see just how loud it is. Inside it is all very black and sleek. Ergonomically designed quite well. I like these little pods on here for the dash. Steering wheel is multifunction, of course, with everything on it by the looks of it. All your modes that you can choose, and this big screen, very easily reachable in the center here. I like the little red accents, which of course comes with this launch edition model. The seats are very comfortable, and you've still got plenty of room. You don't feel enclosed in here, even though it is quite a small car. I like the seating position. I'm well in here with these bolsters down the side, and with the door closed, it feels quite comfortable. However, I do have to say that these side bits on here are not very, it's like cardboard covered with the thinnest piece of material you could possibly ever find. The dash is definitely hard plastic, along with these side pods here. There's a slight bit of sponginess here, but everything else is hard plastic. And even on the door shuts there and down the side, which is fine, of course, because it's just a kick plate. But the steering wheel itself is quite comfortable and a decent size. It's not too small, it's not too big, and very easy to hold, and the controls are very nice on here as well. And everything is quite easy to see, so you can still see all the little symbols on here through the steering wheel. Yeah, I quite like it. You've got a decent amount of cubby holes. You've got a little one here with a non-slip mat in it. You've got another little tiny one here that you can probably put a pen in. A glove box, of course, which is the size of a glove box. It's not mammoth, but it's certainly not tiny. And another one down here with a non-slip mat. You've got your USB connection here, and then your drive modes down here, and your parking brake, which is either automatic or you push the button here. You get 2 cup holders and your center arm console with enough to put 3 business cards in, and of course your start button here on the dash, which is all very easy to reach. Nothing is wow out there, but nothing is, oh, I'm going to fall asleep if I look at this dash any longer. It's okay. It's not bad at all. This model has the JBL upgraded system, so you've got speakers everywhere. I believe there's 8 in here. You've got 2 in the little side pods, and you've got 1 here, 1 the other side, 1 in the middle, and of course in the doors, and then one's in the back also. Plenty of space for my knees. I'm not smacking my knee against this center console. Plenty of space for the driver, and again, that in itself doesn't make me feel as though I'm in a small car. I do quite like the cabin as a whole. Now, this screen is quite simple to use. You can see here it's got no phone connected, but it's easy to connect a phone. In the menu, you've got 4 options: audio, phone, info, and setup. And if you click on info, basically it tells you details about the car, what kind of regenerative power you're using, whether you're using the electric motor, whether you're using the engine. And we'll look a little bit more at that when we're out on the road. The trip information, that tells you after the last trip we had. It's all very technical and pointless. And if you're staring at that, then you're not concentrating on the road. Other than that, it's just a big screen for your stereo. Now, down here you've got a button for map. Click on that, and you don't have sat-nav in this car. So that sort of lulls you into false sense of security. But there you go. You can do as an option. Very exciting. So, let's see what it's like in the back. Bearing in mind the seat is where I would have it as a driver. Sorry about the beeping. That's just telling me that I'm not in it. Now I am. I've got probably 1.5 inches between my knees and the seat in front, and it's quite comfortable back here. I don't feel claustrophobic. I don't feel as though I'm all closed in. And when I close the door, I feel like a small child in the back of a small car. Not really much else I can say about that, really. Let's check out the boot. Mind you, before we do, I am going to check out this centre bit to see if it's child or adult friendly. Right, centre, seatbelt on. Do you know what, that's not that bad. I was expecting it to be tiny and it'd dig in me, but it really isn't. Now bear in mind this seat is too far back because Malcolm's been sat in it and he likes to be laying down for some reason. If it was in this position, it'd be fine. Yeah, no problem at all. I think you can get 3 adults in here. Not big adults, but you can get 3 adults in. Right, boot.
In the boot we have 286 litres of space. You then have a 60-40 split rear seat there, which if you put it down, you then have 947 litres, which is obviously from the flat surface that you have when you put the seats down to the roof.
Now, I don't think that's too bad, and we're going to do our old experiment where I get in the boot just to see if I can actually fit in. So excuse me.
Have you got dusty shoes?
I don't know, coming through. I don't know if I'm going to get in it. If I am, I ain't getting out again.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a lip down into the boot, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's not happening. No, I can't get myself into the boot because it's not about the depth, it's about the width. And I'm wider than this is big. The all-new Yaris Hybrid has grown a little from days of old. It is now 3.95 metres long,
1.5 metres tall,
and 1.7 metres wide. So here we are inside the car, and instantly it's not as quiet as you might think. And that, I think, is down to the fact that the metal is a little bit tinny. So it's quite thin and there's not a huge amount between that and the metal on the other side. Other than that, it is quite quiet. I don't need to shout to be heard, although I'm probably shouting because the GoPro's over there. Other than that, it's all very comfortable. It's all nice to see. You've got your average MPG on here, but you've got the options you can choose on here. You can use your stereo, of course, your mileage limiter or your speedo limiter, your collision and your lane change you can turn on and off, and your phone you can obviously say hello to on here or turn it off. You've got your heads-up display right in front of you. And your road sign on there that you can turn off on here, and your lane guidance is on there as well. It's all very clear, it's not intrusive. I first thought when I'm going to see this heads-up display it's going to be right in my face and I can't get away from it, but there's plenty of space around it. It's not huge, it's not tiny, but it is very clear. I actually do like that, really do like that. You've got your speedo down here of course as well, and your other options, but you don't need to see that when it's right in front of you. That is really clear. I do like that heads-up display. This console is very easy to see. Again, it's not complicated. There's a few buttons. It tells you what you need to know. I don't know if you heard it there, but as I was coming down this road, EV power took itself out and the engine cut in, but it was seamless. I didn't feel any jolt, I didn't feel any woo, the engine's cut in. It just cut in for a second to regenerate a bit of power, and there it went away. Now if I put my foot down, the engine's cut in again and you don't feel it. Really impressed with that. That's really good. Like I was saying before, you have got your regen on here. You go on menu, info, you can see all your regeneration energy. Let's see what we're using here. Right, at the moment I've got regenerative power going back into the battery. I'm back in electric mode. I pull away, it's saying that there's battery coming into the motor and going to the engine. Now if I put my foot down, it's now saying I've got power coming back from the engine into the electric motor. It's not complicated, but it's not really necessary. I don't really care. your gear lever here, you've got park, you've got reverse, you've got neutral, drive, and then you've got B. B stands for braking. So you've got extra regenerative braking power going back in. Now you can feel that when you're driving. Drive normally in D mode, you take your foot off, it coasts like most cars do. You put it into B, every time you take your foot off the accelerator, it slows the car down. The engine is braking, and it says on here, oh yes, we're putting extra power back into that battery. So it's like an environmentally friendly, extra regenerative power saving device. So again, it doesn't hinder the power and performance. I pull away, you can feel it do its thing. Take your foot off, and it brakes more as though you're just gently touching the brake with your foot. Again, on here it says extra power going back into that battery. Well done, you're very economically conscious, sort of. Again, these seats are very comfortable. You've got a little bit of road noise, like I said before, but it's nothing major. Drive mode, we're going to have a play with this now. Well, we've got power mode on there now, then I've got eco mode. I'm going to put it in power mode and see what that gets us when I pull away. Put it into drive, and I'm going to come up to this dual carriageway and go. It revs a bit higher basically, up to 70. That's not bad at all. Quite impressed with that. Right, let's pull over, give Malcolm a go, shall we? See what he thinks of it. Brakes are good. And we're back into quiet, serene mode. Engine still running, but it's very quiet.
Okay, my turn. Let's have a little go. See what we think. Wait for a gap. Well, straight away, it's pretty nippy. I like it. Now, before we started doing the punchy driving and heavy accelerating and stuff, our average miles per gallon was around 63, which isn't bad. It's not far off of what they were saying in on the internet. But with a bit of heavy acceleration and sort of punching out of junctions and things, it's about 47.5, something like that, which again isn't bad. Ride wise, I like it. It's comfortable. Seat's firm, but it's huggy, it's comfortable. You've also got a really great feature in the mirrors, which a lot of cars have these days, but you've got your blind spot monitor, so if you've got something that's tucked away back there that you can't see, a little orange light and a little symbol that lights up in the mirror both sides, so you can see something's coming even if you can't see it in the mirrors, which is quite nice. Down in the middle of the dash here, dual zone climate control. Haven't played with it, tend not to do things like that in reviews because they're noisy fans. So yeah, let's see how it goes round this roundabout. Oh, it handles nice, it holds. It's very grippy. I like it very much. Awesome. Off again, look at that, fantastic. The other thing this has is your lane trace assist. So I've turned that on, it's now active. Let's see, does it do something useful? Maybe that I'm not going fast enough for it. It tends to be for dual carriageways and motorways where you'll be zipping along and you want to stay in your lanes and not wander off, and it just does it for you. This could be the case on this. I haven't felt it adjust the steering yet, but then I'm not really going that fast, so hard to tell. I'm sure Mark's mentioned it already. The heads-up display, for me, isn't something that I'm that used to, because my car doesn't have it, nor does any of my cars, to be honest. But it's nice having it there, because you can just glance and instantly see how fast you're going. Some other additional features that we haven't mentioned yet, up here in the centre console bit above the mirror is a button that's got SOS on it, which I presume phones for help. I'm not 100% whether it does or not. I'm sure Mark can stick a flashy bit of text on the screen to say something useful now. Thinking that the tyres, being a low profile on a 17-inch wheel, are quite firm. They're causing not a rough ride as such, but it's, you can feel everything and you can hear everything because of it. I wonder if maybe some narrower, higher profile tyres, although not looking anywhere near as good, would be a lot quieter and smoothen the ride somewhat. Otherwise, it's nice, it's comfortable, easy to drive, nothing to complain about here. If I was to complain about something, I think perhaps, although it would add some weight to the vehicle, some sound deadening on the inside of the panels. I don't know if you've ever taken the door off the inside panel off your door, or looked in the boot of a car. They have a square patch of material of some sort just glued onto the inside of the panel, and it stops the resonation of the panel and quietens the whole thing down, and the ride becomes a lot more peaceful. I wonder if that's either lacking or just a lot less of it than you'd normally find, just simply to keep the weight down and maximise your use of your energy, your electrical energy. But short of taking it apart, we just won't know, so that's not happening. Foot down a little bit. Yeah, it's got a kind of hairdryery thing going on, but it picks up really well. It's surprisingly good. It just creeps up to 30, 35. There's 40, just effortlessly. This time I'm going to give it a footful up to 40 from standstill. It's okay, I suppose. It's a hybrid, it's not a rocket ship. It's okay. I mean, that got us in front of the van we were next to, and the vehicle behind also got in front of the van we were next to, so it's all good. We're not holding anyone up. Colours are a choice of grey, black, blue, silver, white, red and bronze.
Apart from this launch edition, which only comes in Fusion Pearl Red and Black. Prices for the black Yaris here range between £1 and £12.
The prices for this new model, however, start from £19,910 for the base model Icon and up to £24,005 for the launch edition.
The launch edition comes with the 17-inch alloys as standard, the 10-inch heads-up display in the screen there, the JBL sound system and the blind spot monitor.
All models above the base Icon model come with an 8-inch screen, 1 inch bigger than the base model, LED headlights, tinted rear glass and 16-inch alloys, which in my opinion would be the better wheel to go for due to the higher profile tyre.
However, as the design model is only £1,000 more than the base model, I think it's worth spending more money to get all that extra that you get.
Absolutely.
as a base model comparison, the Clio Hybrid starts at £19,500.
And the lesser powered, lesser spec'd base model Suzuki Swift starts from £13,000.
And the really ugly Honda Jazz Hybrid starts at £19,000. So I don't think that's actually that badly priced in comparison to its rivals, especially considering all the equipment you get as standard. That's really impressive. Now, please let us know if you have one of these on order. Oh, don't forget as well, what's coming with this is the £30,000 Seagull that won't shut up, as well as the £30,000 GR version of the Toyota Yaris Hybrid thingy as well. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to have a go in the GR version. 247 horsepower that's got.
It's a lot of power
0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds.
for a little car. And if it's as light as this one.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining us. Please let us know in the comment section below if you have one of these on order, if you've test ridden one, driven one, in bike mode there, and whether you want one. Other than that, I don't have much else to say, do you?
Yeah, just click the bell if you like the video. Not click the bell if you like the video. Yeah, do that as well. Click like, click the bell, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And we'll be back next time with more on Bob and more on the Scrambler project, as well as other cars and bikes as usual. So hopefully we'll see you soon. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.